Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday to you. Sorry for the late start. I had a late night last night. Went to a baseball game with a friend of mine, and it wasn't over. I didn't get home till after midnight. So please forgive me if this is kind of short today and if I seem a little lost. Anyway, it's been a good week. It was a short week because we were off Monday. Anyhow, it's been pretty good this week. Baseball game was fun last night. It was a minor league baseball game, and I hadn't been to one in probably close to 15 years. Forgot how much fun they are. And I just gave myself a brass splinter. Anyway, it was really cool. I hadn't been to see that team, which is sort of my home team. It's the team I used to go watch as a kid, and hadn't been there to see one of their games in it's been over 20 years. And I feel really old being able to say that, honestly. But I had a great time. Just got back really late. Fireworks at the end of the show. Great game. I think most of us today here in the U.S. we're feeling maybe a sense of patriotism, resolve. Because today is the 20th anniversary of the September 11th attacks, which is very, that was tragic, horrible. I'm glad that nothing like that has happened since. But I won't delve into the political realm of talking about it. But, we should remember everybody who lost their lives in that attack. And I think that one of the great ways of doing that and honoring their sacrifice was to carry on with American traditions, like baseball. And so, there was fireworks at the end, another great American tradition, even though we imported it from Asia, but hey, is synonymous. So anyway, yes. Let's see here. Let's look in the chat. Say good morning to everybody. Rune, thank you for turning on the lights. Anthony and Dana were in right behind him. Rune, I know you say something about your dryers giving you error codes. The only error code I've ever gotten from a dryer is the loud squeal when I turn it on. Or my old dryer at the apartment, it never turned off. The timer was bad in it, so I couldn't I couldn't leave my clothes unattended in the dryer. Let's see, who else do we have here? James Randolph, good morning. Bearsback, good morning. Let's see, who else do we have here? Don's, good early morning, Sunday morning to you. Brian Field, good morning. Baseball is known for ending on time. Yeah. It was, oh my goodness. That game was so close during the 5th inning. Yeah, between the 4th and 6th inning, it was a really close game. And then the visitors just came in and stole it away from us. But it was still really fun. Really fun. A lot of good spirit in the crowd, too. Let's see. G. Keyman, good morning. You at the flea market this morning? You're allowed to have some fun. Oh, we miss you. You did to take care of you. Yes. Thank you, Dana. Even though I'm sleepy and tired as hell and probably look like a bum, it was fun. I guess I guess you could say I feel like I'm glowing today. Anyway, might have had something to do with the company too. But, good friend. Good friend. So, anyway, Alpha Centauri, good afternoon to you in Germany. Let's see. Fred Flintstoner. Hello. Goodbye. Glad that you stopped by to say hello. You graced us with your presence. Thank you. Let's see, who else? Anthony. That's the fun of the game. You never know what happened. Yeah, that's true. You never know how it's gonna run. There were some great plays, really, really great plays, and y'all think I get excited about locks and stuff? You should see me at a baseball game, and I don't even require adult beverages to have really good fun there. But let's see here. No, I look good. Dana, you're being too modest. Yeah, Dana. Dana, I cannot reveal that information. I'm being polite. I cannot reveal that. But he is a good friend. Anyway, let's look here. Locks, New York, good morning. Did the cops get called out to your party, Tim? No, because Don, as soon as I got home, I took my contacts out and went to bed. The cats barely got a hello when I got home. It was well past my bedtime. And then turned around this morning and I had to run like 11 errands. And it was just, jeez. Anyway, I'm going to turn some air on here. I didn't think I'd need it, but it's a little stuffy in here today. Let's see, Night Owl, good morning. All right, so, yeah, Dana, there was absolutely no party. No party. I was too tired when I got home. I mean, now the seats we had, they were really, really good seats. It was third baseline. Like, if home plate was here, then we were like, let's see, looking at it from the stands, home plate was here, and we were like right here, third row up from the front. Which, when I go again next year, because I'm going to make that a thing. That's going to be a thing, no matter what. Baseball. When I go next year, I kind of saw some other seats that were a little bit better and maybe not get quite so close because it's kind of hard to see. Plus, the pop flies came up over the net and landed just behind us. So you couldn't catch anything. I can't catch anything anyway. But yeah, the poor kitty cats, they didn't get a CAN, or as they call it, they didn't get a now. I was too tired. Let's see. Morning, Jason. I haven't caught up on your videos yet. It's been we were off on Monday, but the rest of the week we've been busy. Yesterday wasn't too bad, fortunately. Other than when the boss put me up in the attic. And if he watches today, because my boss does watch these videos, which I forgot to bring him. Tuesday, when I showed up for work, he walks in and hands me a box of Mickey Mouse Band-Aids for my finger. Because he watched the live replay when he had to go to the shop for something over the weekend, and he watched the replay of my live from last Saturday, and brought me, after, who was it? Somebody here made a comment about Mickey Mouse Band-Aids. He brought me a box of them. They're at the shop. They're in his desk. I didn't put one on. It's actually not hurting that badly right now. It just looks ugly. But yeah, this week we've been kind of wide open. Yesterday was okay. What I was saying. Yeah, for an access control job, the boss sent me up into the attic. We were at a church, and I had to crawl up in the attic. That wasn't fun. It wasn't hot yesterday. It got up to about 85 yesterday, but beyond that, it was nice outside, nice inside. In the attic, no, it was not comfortable. Let's see. Well, Jason, you've had a few other videos that came out this week, a few shorts, but it's just, during the day there's just absolutely no time to really stop and watch anything, and then in the evenings I'd get home and eat and go to sleep. See, Don's Lock saying hi, boss. Everybody's saying hi to the boss. I don't know if he'll show up today. He might. Yeah, attics suck. Yeah, they do. They really do. And the bad part was when he looks at me and says, "Guess what the rookie gets to do?" Well, we were in a church, and I'm respectful of that. And there were two ladies who work in the church there, and a kid who was like 4 or 5 years old standing there. So I could not express my true feelings as I felt them at the moment when he said, "Guess what you get to do since you're the rookie?" Yeah. GQ, man, you missed. It should have been one finger. Well, if I knew the door closer was going to do that to me, I would have moved one finger over. Yes. Dave Adion, good morning. Boxing, well, I couldn't imagine doing that down south. Yeah. Yeah, this was... attics suck. I live in one, so I should know. Yeah, this was not just a wide open, finished floor with ductwork everywhere type attic. This was a genuine fiberglass insulation filled attic. And there was no room to crawl. There was a very small walkway. And the bad thing is we weren't able to do what we'd set out to do in the first place, which actually was a good thing for me yesterday, because that meant I only had to be up there for like 20 minutes. However, this coming week we will be going back, and I will be spending some more time up there. I know I will. I've already been told. Not looking forward to it. Nope. Let's see. Mickey Mouse Band-Aids are a fringe benefit. No pay raise now. let's see. No, GK Man, he's actually popped into the live before. A few weeks ago, he popped into the live and was chatting. I didn't dime him out then, but if he shows up again in the live while I'm actually live, I will dime him out. As payback for the attic. Yeah, and his first name is Jason. Those dang Jasons. Always making their rookies do all the dirty work, crawl around. Jason Meeks, I'm sure that if I worked for you, you would send me in an attic as well. Pretty sure. That was the finger night owl broke a few years ago. Yeah. I mean, I'm right-handed, but doing locksmithing, if you're getting into this, you should know that you have to be ambidextrous. There is no way around it. You must be able to use both hands. That's just, I mean, from picking to, I mean, and not even picking. I think I picked, what was it? I maybe picked one lock at work this week. Maybe. Like, there was one time the lock needed to be picked. Maybe not even that this week. You don't pick locks all the time when you're a locksmith. But no, you have to be ambidextrous for taking stuff on and off a door, you know, putting it on, taking it off, all this stuff. You have to use one hand to kind of hold everything so you don't drop it all on the floor, dent floors or cracked tiles or anything like that, or scuff up the hardware itself. And then sometimes you just got to use, whatever your dominant arm is to grab hold of something. And that leaves you with your non-dominant hand to do what you need to do. And it gets really awkward. But you learn how to deal with it. So, let's see. Rune, the drain pump is not pumping the water out. Oh, Rune, you've got one of those European all-in-one washer and dryers. We can't get those here. Well, let me back up. I've never seen them in the stores around where I live. I don't know if I would want one from an energy efficiency standpoint. But it would definitely save space and definitely save time. But yeah, if all your work clothes are in there and they're wet, that's an issue. It's the finger your friend blew off with fireworks. Yeah, GQ man, it was itchy in that attic for sure. I came out feeling like like I should be on one of those mesothelioma infomercial commercial things, you know? Wouldn't trust a rookie for that. Well, see, now the other thing is, Jason, my dad, he used to do electrical work, and he was a licensed electrician for decades, and he did low voltage alarm installs for a long time. And so I would get to go up in the attic with him. Of course, he would make like the actual running of the wire and connections and stuff, but he would have me up there, to help, 10 years old or whatever. And sometimes he would need me, hey, crawl across here and pull this wire through here or whatever, help him do stuff like that. So I got used to doing that, and I learned very early, you never step between the rafters. Never step between the boards, ever. There were a few boards that I did step on up there that I took a second and I'm like, okay, this, yeah, I don't know about this, but we'll see. So yeah, I do know not to do that. Let's see. Broke the finger on your strong hand. Yeah, I remember that night out. That was bad. Saw a plumber's apprentice fall through a ceiling, landed on the owner of the joint. Jason, pretty hard on people at work. Yeah, I believe that. But, I mean, you own the business. And it's your name that's out there. So, I can understand that. I understand that and appreciate that. You know, you're putting somebody who is not you under your name out there to do stuff in your name, and so you have to be able to trust them. And sometimes the way to make sure that they don't screw things up for you is, you know, be kind of hard on them. Let's look here. Rune. Oh, okay. Rune's got just a dryer with a smart dehumidifier instead. Okay. Gotcha. Brian's had 2 helpers fall through the attic. That's not good. Ooh, Jason had Comcast fall through the ceiling. Yeah, I would be pissed too, Jason. For sure. Yep. Hi, Hyder. Welcome. Never seen you before, so glad you're joining in this Saturday morning. Let's see. Let's look through here. Dude left his kid in the car on unlock once. Kid put the car in gear and ran it into the customer's car. Wow. Yeah. That's not good. If you want extreme picking practice, consider a scenario where you have to remove a padlock suspended 8 feet over the floor, 8 feet above the floor, over an open stairwell. Considering that I don't do well with heights. Well, it's not really the heights, it's the vertigo that comes with standing on top of high up places. Because I love to fly in airplanes. I've never ever once been afraid of flying. In fact, I wanted to be a pilot years ago. But you get me on top of an 8-foot ladder, and I might start to get woozy. Yeah. So doing that night owl, removing a padlock 8 feet off the floor in an open stairwell, I would probably get the longest bolt cutters that we had, have somebody that I trusted hold the ladder for me, and if I couldn't make it work, I would say there's no charge, call somebody else. Just being honest. That was your last employee gave up after. Yeah, vertigo is a thing for sure. Alright, so let's get switched around here. I talked a little bit last week about putting together an oh shit kit for those times when you're in the back of the van and you realize that a spring or a pin vaporized and you're scrabbling, looking through the drawers, to see if you have anything. Which, Jason, I think I mentioned it to you in comments, but the Craftsman Versus stack, we have in our vans, the one that I've got at least has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks of the Versus stack. Because we do have like a little pinning area inside the van. And then we've got some just inside the door. The ones by the pinning area hold cylinders, blanks, pre-cuts, other just general parts. Then the one by the door holds like screws and fasteners, some other stuff. And then if you open up the back doors, we have the short ladder and the little rolly cart thing, collapsible rolly cart, which if you remind me this week, I'll get you a picture of it. You might like it. It's a little collapsible rolly cart we keep in there. And then also the battery-powered vacuum that we carry with us. But then we've got the pull-out drawers for other stuff where we keep like the heavy bolts, zip ties, stuff such as that. But one thing we don't really keep that I'm wanting to keep, because I suck at drilling locks. I've discovered that. Y'all saw me try to drill a lock once on live, and I think Night Owl's comment was, "Oh boy, this is going to be a shit show." And it was. I lived up to his expectations. Anyway, one of the things that, whenever, as a locksmith, whenever we go up to house lockout, if they have a quick set smart key, we grab the rotary pick. There's no picking for that. There is a very effective bypass, and I'm not going to ever show that on video. You locksmiths know what it is. If it is a knob, quick set knob with the smart key in there, y'all know what bypass I'm talking about. But we don't pick them. And drilling them, I suck at drilling. So if I have to drill one, I want to make sure that I have a replacement. Normally, I would recommend to the customer that they get it replaced. Where is? Oh, there it is. I set it over there. Anyway, I took some quick set parts, did a swap out the other day. Took a bunch of quick set parts. These are just standard cylinders in this box, but I do have a smart key over there, and it's just to have to where you can. There it is. You can pull this out and put it in the housing, the other housing if they insist on it. But to make it easier to reset it in the field, I have the better resetter that Night Owl sent me, and I love that thing. I've used that more than I ever thought I would. Anyway, so what we're going to do is reset this. I also took this off, replaced it this week. You can see it's got the little plus symbol on there, so it's a Schlage Secura key. I do not have a blue key to reset. So, and I can't remember the workaround to do as a reset. Like, if you don't have the blue key, like, what is it? You cut the shoulder back or something to stick in there. I'm not sure. Night Owl will remind me. But anyway, I have that. I'm going to try to reset it. But I'll turn the camera around and we'll at least look at it. we can reset this quick set. Let me look at the chat real quick. Had to snap a double euro this week. Yeah. We actually had a job where it wasn't. I didn't go on it, but the people had a bunch of the hoppy locks, which I've got a hoppy lock that's busted. I've been meaning to bring it in, look at it. Might save that for next week. Anyway, they take Euro cylinders, and the other locksmith, she went through and replaced all the cylinders and such, and a bunch of the hoppy locks. And anyway, we recycle the brass, and so the other day it was kind of slow, and I had this big box of cylinders that she brought in for scrap, and I wound up snapping all of them just to get the actuator that's in the middle is actually steel, so that can't go into the brass recycling, but I wound up just snapping them. I mean, it was ridiculously easy too, unfortunately. I mean, I know it's harder when it's in the door and such, but still with a vise and a screwdriver, and that's all it took. Let's look here. No ladder because it's in the middle of the staircase. Yeah, Night Owl, no. I would pass on that job. Hey, New House. Good morning. Let's see. Not a no shit kit. That's a honey bucket. Yeah. Well, what my goal is, and like I saved this old F series knob. I mean, it's in good condition. I'll have to pick it to remove the cylinder. F series compressible cylinders suck. They just suck. If you've worked on them, they suck. You go up to a house for recce, you see that they've got F series hardware, and you just standing there like, because you know something is gonna suck about it. Whether it's getting them out of the knobs or rekeying them, following them through, finding master wafers in them. But we can deal with it. But sometimes things will go wrong with it, and so you want to have some spare parts. And it's always good to have, some spare cylinders, just in case, again, in case you have to drill one out, in case one is just so seized up and busted, you have to replace it. So yeah, that's what that's going to be. Let's see here. OCD box. Yeah, Night Owl, I know you like Secure Key. What is it? And you may have shaved down the blade of an SC19 and cut down the bottom of the blade. Okay. I don't have an SC19, unfortunately. So I don't guess we'll be resettering this guy. But we'll see how it's held in there. Maybe just take a look at it. Let's see. Butcher's Block, good morning. Nicely drilled cylinder. I think I saw that one, Rune, that Jeff posted. I think I saw it. Yep, Night Owl, they do suck on a lockout. If they have a working key, that's great. If not, even shimming them open, you know, even if you have access to get the cylinder out, well, you wouldn't be able to get the cylinder out of a knob. But yeah, lockouts suck with them. They just suck. Let's see here. All right, so let's get the camera turned around. Enough looking at me. I'm tired. I'm tired and I look the part. Let's see. Jeez. All right. Sorry. Hang on. My camera setup is not cooperating today. Sorry about the motion sickness. Alright. I really need a new arm, and a new magic arm, and a boom arm. Yeah. Let's take a look at this guy first. And I don't have a shrum tool. That's the next thing I need to order. I did get my 2-in-1 Irwin bit today, Night Owl. Alright, so there's that. Let me grab a quick set pre-cut off the wall. If I can find one. I want one that's actual quick sets. And I may not have one. Yeah. Think I've got a set of LSDA. Yeah. Got a set of LSDA pre-cuts. Which I mean, yeah, no, that won't even go in. Kind of helps to have a key. To key something too. Let me look in the big orange bag of tricks here real quick. See if I have one in here. Do I have any set pre-cuts? I'm not thinking that I do. Huh. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Let's take. Alright. So we know that this will go in. And let's grab our gauge. We'll make sure that these are within spec for quick set. Shed some light on the situation. There we go. All right, so the bitting on the back here is 15315. That's a 2, 5, 3, 2, 5. Yeah, that's not a 1 cut for the first, but it does match up with 2. That's on for 5. Yeah, that's kind of right on the edge for between 3 and 4. Still stopping under 3. There's a lot of clearance there. 2, 5. If I were at the shop, I would take the blue punch and just randomly punch out a key. Just to a decent bitting or something that I had. Probably like 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 3, something like that. The Blue Punch it is so quick to punch out keys. Let's look at the chat again real quick. Still had part of the drill bit poking out. Yeah, Rune, I did see that. Locks New York. All lockouts suck. Yeah, they can. It's definitely a 50-50 shot whether it sucks or not. Miko Wolf, good morning. I am glowing. Yes, Dana, I am glowing. On the inside, at least. Yours arrived. Oh, okay. Yeah. This thing. This is the double-ended bit I was talking about last week. Has the number 2 and the number 3 ends on it. And so normally what you'll do, you'll use the number 2. But if you get to a bigger screw, all you have to do is just flip it around like that, and you can get in the bigger Phillips head and just go to town and then just swap it out again. The only thing I don't like about my impact driver is it doesn't hold as much as this end as the Milwaukee ones that we have at work. I mean, it's still secure. It's still locked in there. But, you know, it doesn't hold quite as much of it in there. Still a black and yellow fan. Let's see. Low end stuff doesn't pick. Yeah, Night Owl's exactly right. Smart Key, F Series. The horrible imports that you have to, when you rekey them. Night Owl, have you run into these, or any of you other guys, have you run into these where it's like the Quickset style knob, but they did a very cheap imitation of the Titan retainer, and so you have to pick it and turn it to 180 before you can remove the like the lock cylinder from the knob. Oh my god, I hate those. Those are just craptastically horrible. I mean, it is. I want to get one. I need to find one, and I think they sell them at the Dollar General, but I've not been able to find one there. Like, they've been out of stock. Why they would be out of stock? Either they realized that they were craptastically horrible, or, you know, people are just buying them. So, let me come over here, and I'm going to cut this key out. Because I don't... these are... Might have one already cut. Again, if I were at work, I would just grab the punch and punch one out. 5, 2, 1, 3, 1. This one's on the money, y'all. No key cutting today. Sorry. Alright, now, back here. Alright, so. Phillips and Posi drive. Okay. Yes, Night Owl, I will find one of those. I will find one of those because I will bring it here, and that is all we are going to make fun of and lament over and just, yes, they are horrible. Absolutely horrible. All right, so here's our quick set key. Goes in just fine. It is cut to spec because I checked it on our little key gauge. So we need to reset this. So of course we're going to use the better resetter. Night Owl, I love this tool. And in fact, if you wouldn't mind sending me a link. The other locksmith I work with, she asked me to get her one. So if you could send me a link to where you got this one from, that would be awesome. Now these work best if you clamp them up. But I have done it without a vise. And before we do anything else, there we go. And grab that. Normally I've got a can of compressed air sitting here too. And I would blow that out, but okay. There we go, straight down. And what this does, these line up with the little wafers inside of there. There we go. That's a decent angle. All right, so these line up in here. And then you take the very tip of the key and you turn it like that. And you turn it 90 degrees. I mean, you want it to be 90 degrees relative to the housing of the cylinder. And then you take the little sharp stabby end. And you just heard that click. That click is music to your ears when you're doing one of these. If it doesn't click, it didn't reset. Then you take your new key, put it in, turn it back, and there you go. Isn't that sweet? That is so nice. So now I'll put this key with this lock, and I will actually put it back in the housing. Because the one cool thing is, I think, well, no, these are only good for deadbolts. So I need to get one of these for knob sets. But this one will still be useful to have around. Now I have a working quickset smart key with a key. And so if I were to have to drill one of these for a customer, I could drill theirs out, come in, put this in, put my key in, turn it to 90, hit it with the stabby tool in here to hit the reset shuttle, pull my key out, put their key in, and then it would be working. But yeah, that's how the better resetter works. Let's look at the security cylinder. Actually, let's look at the chat real quick. Fonzie, good morning. You're not that late. I was late. We are going to be ending up in about 15 minutes or so. That way people can have a break between listening to me ramble and going to listen to Jason. See, most smart locks have dumb cylinders. I don't know. I'd like to look, James, at the cylinders. I mean, like, whenever you say smart lock, I think like the Schlage encode. We sell a bunch of Schlage encodes. And I'll probably wind up buying one for my house. Anyway, the cylinders that come in them, I think, let's see, do I have one sitting around here? Um, the cylinders I've been seeing in the Schlage encodes are these guys right here. It's not the collapsible cylinder like the F series, but these are kind of crappy cylinders. But I mean they're easier to rekey than a F series. But like the Schlage encode, you can put a full size 6-pin cylinder in there. We had one on the back door of the shop that had a Medico cylinder in it. So you can, put a lot of cylinders in there. Good morning, Ronald. Glad you're here. Hope you're doing all right. LPP, any quick set doorknob? No. New house, I'm not sure what you're talking about there. I will find the knob that I'm talking about. I will find one. If I have to drive to Big Lots tomorrow and find one, I will. But I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking to. Yeah, Anthony, no key cutting on my bingo card. I don't have bingo cards. Keep having to explain to customers that want smart locks with no mechanical override that when it fails, and it will, yes, it will, the lock is going to be destroyed. Yep. I think we had at least 2 calls this week into the shop. People who had like the Schlage Sense, where it failed. And in fact, I replaced one, and they wanted another one exactly like it. For whatever reason, they wanted another one exactly like it. But the Schlage Sense Touch, no, don't get one. Has no key override, and when it breaks, and it does break. Now, granted, they got like 3 years of use out of it. It was on a commercial setting. But and they were fortunate enough to be able to get in. If they hadn't been able to get in, we would have been there, and then my drilling skills would have came in handy, because you just drill through the face of the lock until you can get to the screws, and then you drill the screws out. Let's see. We'll do reset it in the garbage. Yeah, Fonzie, no. Yep, Rune is completely right there. Same with IC cores missing control keys. Absolutely. Anthony, my mom and dad still have. They still use the Schlage Secure Key on their doors. I mean, Dad works at Lowe's, so he gets a hell of a good deal on stuff. And, got a brand new front entry door that is really, really nice. Like entry and storm door both for like $200. When I would have had to pay like, $1,000. But yeah. Now I've offered to replace their secure key cylinders several times. Let's see. Yeah, secure key with blue key. Yeah, I think we've only got like a handful of blue keys at the shop. Yeah, Night Owl, that's kind of what my goal is keep some secure key cylinders, but I need to get these resets just in case. But I mean, we'll take it apart here in a second. Let's see, sharp key. I like that, Brian Field. All right, Miko, cool. Thank you. I'm sure we've got some at the shop. I just don't have any here. Yeah, Dave, the end code will take any Schlage style 6-pin cylinder. So, of course, I use Everest, like this one. So that's what I would put in it. Let's look. If you want a Schlage keypad lock, get a King Cobra. What is it that I'm getting ready to take a class on? Is it the Engage? Yeah, it's the Schlage Engage. I'm taking a class on here in a few weeks. So we've actually got that at the shop too. Which the Engage is electronic. We've got the lever, but basically you have the little proximity fob, and you fob it, and then you can open. No key override on it. Let's see. All right. Still need to mark my Tim messed with glue square. No, I haven't. That's weird, Jason. Yeah, we sell a bunch of them. Bunch of encodes. Have never had one that was bad. Now we did the like the one I took apart the other week. Where's the guts of it? Can't find it. Shoot. One of these. I did put a brand new one of these on. It was customer supplied. Put a brand new one of these on a few weeks ago, and it was bad out of the box. So I don't like these, but the encodes, I've not seen us have any trouble with them. Let's see, cylinder filled with glue. Yeah, locks NY. The cheap one I was talking about earlier has the wire cylinder retainer. Those things suck, and that's what I'm gonna get to make fun of one day. Just because they just suck. And I'll show y'all why. But let's just pull the cylinder out of this one. The security key. I mean, all this trim is the same as the regular B60. It's just the cylinder. The cylinder is just different, so all that trim's good. Having good trim is also nice to have in handy. Yeah, I know, Jason, you're there groaning about using the impact driver. Let's see. Hot glue video. Yeah, Jason, y'all's soil is different than here. And y'all do shift a lot for them to lock up. So yes, I agree with you on that. And in fact, I did install a couple of these brand new. We sold somebody the other day, and I installed 2 of them. And I had to adjust the strike on one of the doors. The other door was fine, but the front door wasn't. It just needed a little tweak. And I told them, I said, whenever, and I told the customers, I said, if in the future you feel a little more resistance on the thumb turn from the inside, you need to call us to come back out to adjust the strike. And I explained to them, what all that was. And, just to let them know, because it will shift, and not as bad as down there in Mississippi, I know. Yep, the Yazoo clay. Hot glue. Jason's got the hot glue and I've got the super glue. Really, Jason? The BE 365. I mean, they're easy to install. I do like it for that. I mean, it's just as easy to install as the Encode. That one that I did that was customer supplied, though, the actuator, like the solenoid in it, didn't always grab. So you could put the correct code in and you would still get this. And the Encode does give more options as far as like network, and it's a whole lot easier to program than the BE 365. But pin 1 is dropped in front of the key, no glue will pull it out. Yeah. Okay, Miko. Cool, thank you. No automatic locking. Better battery length. Yeah, the Encode takes 4 AA's, and the BE 365 takes 9 volt. So yeah, your 9 volt is going to last a lot longer. By the way, this is, since I don't have the stuff to do this with, basically you would do the same thing with the beta resetter for the security key. You would do that, and then take this is a Schlage blank, but I think all you need to really do is just take the tip of it. There we go. And you can turn it like that to the reset position, and then you would put your reset key in there, and then turn it, and it would reset, and then you could use your normal operating key. I need a blue key. I definitely do need a blue key, just to mess with this on. May have to buy one at the shop this week to play with. Anyway, so that's that. Let's get shifted back one last time because it's almost 11:30, and my boom arm, you can see right there. I gotta shore that up. Forget what kind of connector's on there. I think it's a Torx or something I put in there. Some sort of redneck engineered contract. Wow, I'm really short now. There we go. Alrighty, so yeah, I still need to have a blue key for that. Screw those keys. It saves one of 2 necessary. Yeah, I don't really deal with it. Night Owl, the better resetter, now lives in my pick kit, which lives, in my pocket daily. I'll show you show you guys the other thing. Y'all have seen my pick kit before, but I also keep the quick set tool, the pickle fork in there, and then I also keep my pinning tweezers in there. I really would love to see somebody out there make some more of these long pry bars. I know I've mentioned it, and I'm dropping heavy hints. This is the standard Sparrow's heavy bar, and you can see the length difference compared to my heavy bar. It's 50 thousandths thick, and it is about that much longer. Very, very useful. Darkwood Picks made this for me. We've talked about it before, but I do not have the skill to manufacture stuff like that. I suggested it to LockPicking Lawyer, and he said that may be an option for his company in the future, but right now they just don't have enough time with the laser cutter as it is. So they're not going to be able to like spend time doing R&D on that. He agreed it would be great, but it's just not feasible at the moment. So I would love to see somebody make some. I would be willing to even slide a few dollars towards somebody who could make some. But anyway, just food for thought for those of you out there. All right, Jason, we'll see you in a little bit. Yeah, Logs NY, I don't have the skills to make one of those tensioners. I don't. I don't have the correct equipment. I don't have the correct knowledge of metalworking and getting the little fine serrations in, in there. It just would not be. It would not be great if I made one. But yeah, it would be cool to see somebody be able to make some. And if you think you can, just hit me up in a Twitter message or an email, and I will give you the dimensions on those. And like I said, I'd pay a few dollars just to have some extras. Because I'd love to keep this one, in the shop. Love to have one in my bag. Love to have one in my pocket. So, anyway. Alrighty. Yep. Alright, guys. So, we're going to go ahead and wind it up. That way we can have a little bit of a break between now and when Jason gets cranked up. I will try to see y'all over there at Jason's. Since I'm running late today, I may not make it, or I may only make it for a little bit. Anyway, litter picker, good morning. I hope there's nobody in the chat that I missed. Had a pretty good day today. So, anyway, so as always, if any of y'all want to come on and do a live with me one day, hit me up again. LockPickingPatrolman@gmail.com or over on Twitter, LockPickingPTLN. Hit me up. We can do a joint live. I've got a couple Saturdays I won't be able to do coming up soon. Otherwise, we'll schedule something. Anyway, so y'all, hope y'all have a great weekend. Again, remember those who made the ultimate sacrifice today. Some didn't ask to make that sacrifice. Some willingly did, so keep those families in your thoughts and prayers, remembrances. Remember it every year, not just because it's the 20th anniversary. Remember it every year. Anyway, guys, also go watch a baseball game. It does wonders for your mental health. Yeah, it does. Especially when you go with somebody that's a good friend. Anyway, y'all have a great weekend. We'll see you in a little bit over at Jason's. If I miss you there, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy,